Big Blue Thumb Productions presents the Podley Podcast. Here's your hosts, Podley Bill, Podley Cliff, and Podley Paul. And good evening. We're here, Epi 163. We're live and in person. And look at all these people that were already commenting before we were even on.
Y'all look handsome.
William.
William's in first, 3,500 points, Mr. William.
Jamie
Hill, long time no see,
Hey,
2,500 points.
By the way, Jamie, what is,
And look,
I've seen
hold
this
on.
forever. What does that sideways happy face mean? Do you guys know what that means?
Means
Look at
smiley
Jamie.
face.
that's
Look
just
at
a
Jamie.
smiley, that's just a
Smiley
smiley
face.
Is that yeah? But how come it's
Just,
sideways?
hey, Polly,
What?
That's
That's
not
how
the
you write
topic tonight.
that's how you write it, dude.
Yeah, that's not the topic. Nicole is in third.
Nicole's in third, 1,000 points. And
How
then
do I
that's the end.
That's the
Yeah,
end?
just missed it. So you're going to have to come up with something flat earth-ish.
On the points. William Kirkland is here.
Wait.
Laura.
Sideways happy face.
That was happy face.
So, wow, it's been a while since we've done this again.
Exactly.
Now, Cliff, you're back with us. Nicole's already asking what
Hey,
the topic
Nicole.
is. Give us
Nicole,
time.
that's Laura's line. Nicole.
Give us time,
Nicole, that's Laura's line.
By the way, I didn't seem to get any time on Facebook this week, but I noticed that some of the people on the Podley Podcast page from last week, when you found out that I was not showing up, I was the reason why we're not here, and you had to get well wishes. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It was simple cold. I was technically over it, but I couldn't stop bloody well coughing. So
I can still hear it in your voice.
exactly. So
Yeah.
thank you for all the well wishes. It's certainly much appreciated.
You know-
Good evening, Chai.
Hello there, Chai. Maybe if you hydrated with a shot of whiskey.
I know.
That would help.
You know,
with the
things get
cough.
quick. He's better a lot quicker. You know that, right?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. But anyway, Nicole, be patient. We will get to the topic soon. Boy, you guys just jumped on us like
Jump right on it.
We've only been on for like 2 minutes, and what's the topic?
And Nicole even beat Laura.
Yeah. So what does that mean, Nicole? If we don't mention the topic, you're going to leave?
Yeah,
You're not going to watch?
Laura, that's funny. Yours must have been ringing because when Bill messaged the normal message saying, "Hey, you boys up for the podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's the topic?" And he says, "Well, we don't have one yet." And I'm like, "Why don't you ask Laura?"
That was Laura. That was the talk at noon today, Laura. That was the talk at noon today.
But we do have a topic.
Mhm.
So
Not that we'll get.
So before we get
Yeah.
to the topic, if we get to the topic, a very happy belated birthday to you there, Sir William.
why, thank you very much.
Yes, there was a birthday for you, 10-ish days ago?
Yes.
10-ish
And
days ago?
actually, it's Chai's birthday is coming up this Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
Happy
it, love it.
pre.
Happy
Love it.
pre-birthday.
Did you do anything for your birthday?
Hung out and relaxed. It was actually really nice. Just had a nice, relaxing day.
Nice.
So, and as we talked about that, we haven't been together for a bit. So, Cliff, you had cold. How's everything else been?
Good. Status quo, to quote Polly. And it was busy. This is after all the busy season for my work. And yeah, it's been good. Over the weekend, went and had just a beautiful time with my niece and nephew in they live in St. Albert, just on the tail end of St. Albert. Went and celebrated my sister-in-law's birthday. So we all went over there, and yeah, nice. Just a great family time. We played a game that was very interesting. It's kind of a cross between charades and I don't know what. I'm not much of a gamer, but basically
Naked Twister?
No, not
Oh,
but yeah. Anyway, it's a game that's a cross between I don't know what. I know it's charades, but basically you pick cards and you describe it to somebody. In one round, you can use one word and then act out whatever you want. Another round, you can't use any words; you just act it out. And another round, you can only answer one comment, and if you get it wrong, well, you got to move on. Yeah, but it's actually quite
Taboo.
quite
Leslie
cool.
Ann says taboo.
There you go. Taboo's name is the game. There you go. Taboo is the game.
Oh,
Anyway,
never played.
yeah, it was really cool. It was very fun, and it's so funny. My niece, or I guess she's my nephew's wife, so I call her my niece. Her name is Suzanne. She's just a beautiful woman, and she's really competitive. She's awesome. Like, it's so funny because she just wants to win. There's no arrogance. There's no animosity. There's no maliciousness. There's no nothing.
But she wants to win.
But I want to win, right? And she's so awesome because she's like, she keeps everybody honest and makes sure that you know, like when the timer's up, time's up, time's up, time's up.
I love you all, my beautiful family.
But I love it. It's so and the worst part is she's bloody well good at everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of
That's
those.
she's good at everything. I mean, when she was in high school, she played basketball. She
Yeah.
won everything. She's coaching basketball. Like,
Yeah.
she just wins everything. She's like she's good at everything, right?
Mm.
So to have somebody like that who's also very competitive, it's like I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing she's a you know, a nice person full of grace. But anyway, it was just a lot of fun. It was just so much fun. So
Nice.
yeah, it's nice. It was just a great sort of a break amongst all the rushing and the screaming and everything else. All of a sudden, here's this nice little family time, right?
Excellent.
So
Have
yeah.
you thought about Christmas? Are you getting Christmas ready?
Oh,
Are you
I
guys
haven't
ready?
really thought
Do you
about it.
care? Yeah. No.
I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
we'll probably end up going to Sask, probably.
Are you going to Sask?
Yeah,
Right?
probably. Yeah.
Do you have a week off? Do you have time off?
Yeah, we absolutely. Yeah.
And how about you, Mr. Paul? Obviously, you're wearing a hoodie.
Well, not much is new with me.
Says DM,
Other than that wonderful Depeche Mode, how was the concert?
So
Mr.
good,
Paul?
dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, good
man.
to see. Good to see your favorite band.
So good.
Nice.
So the 2017 show was not as good as this one.
Mm.
This one was far better.
Nice.
Sorry, not far better. This one was better. But you know what? Here's the thing about concerts. Now, for concert goers, being on the floor is a status symbol.
I guess.
It's a status symbol.
Yeah.
But I got to remember, I'm 5'6".
So you were on the floor?
I'm 5'6". I was looking at the 6'2" guy's shoulders the whole show.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I had this thing I learned a long time ago. Unless I'm going to be in the first 10 rows, because the stage is up there, right? So unless I'm going to be in the first 10 rows, I don't want to be on the floor.
Come on, how many hundreds of concerts? You'd think I learned that.
Either that or what I do is I look for the aisle seat.
Yeah.
So the last aisle seat, so I
And
can
you
see
can-
the
yes.
stage this way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got tickets. To what's his name, Doyle,
Alan Doyle.
and it's the Jude, blah blah blah. It took me probably an hour trying to find, you know, the proper seats. I still didn't get the ones that I would be brilliant
Wanted.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're nice. They're good seats. They're not on the floor. Because anything past 10, I never do the floor.
Yes. I'm 5'6".
Yeah,
What am I doing on the floor?
Yeah. No.
I haven't done a floor in a concert for a long time
Yeah,
either, just because, again, I'm vertically challenged.
Vertically
so
challenged,
unless you're
yeah.
in the first, like you said, even 5 rows.
Yeah, 5-10
you know,
rows. Because you
depending
look
on-
up.
And depending on the stage, like a lot of the stages now are like T-shaped, so
Correct,
you
yeah.
know,
Right.
The walkways for the artists and stuff,
Fantastic,
but
yeah.
still, if you're not in that vicinity and you have
Yeah,
that 6'2" guy in front of you,
You're done.
looking at the back of his head for the whole show.
You're done. And we live in Canada. You know, most of the people in front of you are going to be 6 foot, right?
That's right.
Wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Wearing a cowboy hat.
And then the girls will have a sign that they'll put up like this.
I tell you.
Yeah, Depeche rocks, and then they have the sign.
Or the guy's holding his phone up the whole time in front of you.
Okay, you know what? This is one of my pet peeves. Concerts, not only concerts, but games and everything else. And I know I'm barking up the wrong tree. I know I'm in the minority. All right, but the fact of the matter is, if you're at a concert, watch the damn concert.
Okay. So full disclosure, I did take videos.
Okay, but
Full disclosure, I did take videos, but you're damn right.
did you
My
take the whole?
friend.
Did you do the whole concert?
No, you video a song and then you stop for 45
Yeah,
minutes.
or you video something that's going to be something particularly good. But what I find, and honestly, this might be me. Maybe I'm old. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, even like when I see people with their phone instantly, their phone's out and blah blah blah, and I'm thinking, you know, the memory of the moment that you're going to look at on the phone is never going to be the same as the actual moment.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. I'm all about the moment.
Enjoy the
Enjoy
live
the
moment
moment.
without
And
the screen.
Yeah, and I mean, fine, take a few pictures, take a few whatever. But I've been to concerts where people are like this the entire concert.
And I admit I've done that as well, but I'll film like maybe my favorite song.
Exactly.
But it's funny how you can go on YouTube, and you're right. You can go on YouTube, and there are probably people that have filmed that whole Depeche Mode. I actually did see some clips from
The whole thing.
but the whole thing. So
But
for
they
the whole
miss out on
2
the
hours,
concert.
they're standing like this,
Cliff, the answer is yes, they do. The answer is yes, they
they're
do.
holding their phone.
I want to feel
100%
the rhythm. I want to enjoy the little full pause on stage. I want to
Ambiance.
enjoy the ambience. I want to torture the person next to me, especially if I don't know them and they're a stranger. I want to torture them.
Yeah.
You know, I want to banter with the people around me and enjoy the concert
500%.
with strangers, right?
I'm a little bit of a hypocrite
You know?
because I did take photos, but I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
I
but you're not doing it
absolutely
the whole
agree.
show.
I'm
Funny,
not
right?
doing it the whole show.
I went to one of my favorite concerts, thanks to my friend Kevin. he got tickets for Whitehorse, and I
Mhm.
loved
Yep.
Whitehorse. I didn't really kind of know who they were, and he told me you love them, Cliff. So I bought the albums and I started listening before the concert. And by the time I got to the concert, I was like so juiced.
Yeah.
You know, I've got one set of pictures that I took when her, because they're, I think they're brother and sister. I can't. No, the husband and wife. They were singing one particular song, and I think I took pictures and video of pretty much the whole 3-minute song.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the
I've
only
got
time.
one full song.
That's the only time my camera was up. And
I've
only
got
because,
clips, but I've got one full
Yeah.
song.
but only because they were so neat together, and
Mhm.
the song was so awesome.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know. I feel like you miss out on it. And like I said, it could be because I'm not.
No, I'm with you on that one, brother. I am with you on that one because it's a proven fact that if you take a video with your phone, you actually forget the concert. You
Oh, I believe
actually forget the concert.
I
You
believe it.
forget the experience.
Well, because you're
Even
so
if you
busy
go-
concentrating on
Well,
watching
and
the screen.
that's exactly right, Bill. That's
'Cause you're
exactly
afraid,
right.
well, I put my camera down. You want to
You
keep
wanna-
your
yeah.
busy,
It's
you're being a
exactly
camera
right.
person at that point.
And when you watch that a year later, let's say, I don't think the enjoyment is the same as the fact as what you actually missed in the moment.
I was
Mhm.
just gonna
Right.
say, you guys. So I have on my same phone clips of 2017. I've not gone back once.
No,
Mhm.
Cliff, not one time have I gone back to see him.
and Paulie, for me, this was an epiphany some years ago. I think it was when I got my first Samsung phone because the camera was so good. So it's really camera happy, right?
Yep.
And I went to some concert and I took a bunch of videos, I took a bunch of pictures, and blah blah blah. And you know what? I literally deleted them all before I even ever watched them again
Mhm.
because they have no significance. The significance, the stuff that I remember, was that I was with my wife Leslie Ann. I was with a few friends. We had a whole bunch of fun. We went out for drinks afterwards.
That's it.
And I remember all that.
That's
And then when I saw it on my phone, literally I deleted them all because I needed room. I deleted them all without ever looking at
The
them.
show was last week. I cannot tell you what he wore.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
I could not tell you
But
what
yeah,
he
you had a
wore.
great time, right?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, dude. So hang on. So Kiss with me and
Yeah.
my kids 2.5 weeks ago. Thank God I went then and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like you
now.
did because of the cancellation.
Thank you, Paul Stanley, for holding off
getting sick.
10 days for
Maybe-
getting
maybe you
sick.
got sick here.
Kiss 2.5 weeks ago. Depeche Mode last week. Next concert is Alan Doyle.
Oh, you're going? Yeah. You gonna go, Bill? Try to find something.
Alan Doyle.
Yeah.
I got a ticket, buddy.
Thanks.
I got a ticket. It's just me.
Oh.
I got a single ticket, and I'm going.
Well, if there's an intermission, we'll have to
Yep.
grab a drink or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
So, Bill, what about you? We've been babbling on since you asked us what happened and
Yeah,
blah blah
no,
blah. How's about you?
I can't really say busy week because my boss told me I have to take my vacation.
Oh,
So I'm working
I'm
like
sorry, buddy.
I'm working like 2-day
buddy.
weeks and 3-day weeks and right through past
It's-
Christmas
it's a
because I have
tough
so much
It's a rough
vacation
life, isn't it, Cliff? It's a rough life.
left over. So this week I'm only working 2 days this week. I was off today and I worked Tuesday,
Nice,
Wednesday, and I'm off.
nice.
So that's kind of what I've been
So what
doing.
do you do
Other
in your spare time, though?
Well, for those that maybe don't know, of course, the Music Society of Strathcona County was nominated for a business award from the Sherwood Park
Right,
Chamber
yeah, I saw
of
that.
Commerce. So I
Yeah.
went to the awards banquet on Friday night. We didn't win, but it was really good to be nominated.
Nice.
Got to see a lot of people there and do some networking. And
Wow, you totally just did the Oscar speech. It was really
Yeah.
good to be nominated.
it
Yeah,
was.
but
It was
what-
good
We
to
didn't
be
win, but it was really good to be nominated.
But Paulie, neither of us was his date.
Yeah.
You know who
what's
might
up with that?
You know who might?
I mean,
yeah,
I saw pictures. Your date was far better looking than we
I was
were.
gonna say he was
Far better looking than
far
we
better
were.
looking than
But
we
what the hell, man?
yeah,
and slightly taller than us.
maybe a little taller.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
I'm
It's
a
the height.
really
the height.
good
Yeah,
ankle
everyone's
biter,
gonna be
buddy.
taller
You
than
might somebody be taller than you.
I'm a really good ankle biter, you know.
So that was good. Really good evening. Nice evening for sure. And Saturday spent all day at a workshop. Chai and I did, and
I know
James
you.
as well.
Yeah, you. I'm. What you guys have all this time? Because all of a sudden I see the Saturday workshop. I'm like, damn, it would have been nice to be able to go to that. That
Yeah.
sounded like it was good.
What's
it was
Saturday
a good
workshop?
workshop.
It was a big
The
workshop
volunteer-
about
volunteer
boards.
one. I knew
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, running a board properly
Yeah.
and nonprofit and all
I knew
kind
that.
of stuff.
By
I
the way,
would love to
thanks
have
for.
gone to that.
By the way, thanks for letting me know after it was over. Thank you.
It was well posted,
Thank
by
you.
the way.
Where you gonna go, Paulie?
I
You
might
were
have. What did I do last
He's
Saturday?
probably at the casino.
What did I do on Saturday? That was Saturday night. Saturday night.
Yeah, I know. I saw the post. I don't know if I liked it or not, but I saw the post, and
I
and
know.
I went to my calendar right away. I'm like, what do I have? And it's like, yeah,
It was a good day.
I have kids.
It was a good day. Lots of conversation, and it was free, and lunch was provided. Lots of conversation. Lots of different organizations were there.
Hey, it's nice to be recognized, right?
and stuff. So both the awards night and
Yeah.
the workshop was good as well. And lastly, before we start talking topic, our last music club show, Ravenwood Music Club show of the year, happens this upcoming Friday, and I think we've only got about 7 tickets left, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
7 or 8 tickets. So we want to get that sold out, and we have a couple surprises for that evening. So if you want to come, you should get a ticket.
Do it.
'cause we
That's
got some surprises for.
Damn.
Music
Friday.
Society of South Dakota. We have an awesome performer. She actually performed at Ravenwood.
She sure did.
Yada yada.
Kat
yada.
Zell.
So Kat Zell, and I'm going to be there.
I'm gonna be there.
Just to
We're gonna have
finish
a Ravenade.
just to finish our conversation that we started on
Oh, good.
on.
I'm gonna have a Ravenade.
I'm gonna have a Ravenade.
And guess what Nicole just said?
Wait. It was
Saturday! Oh, I missed it a bit. I was sorry about that, Nicole.
Trying to go. I have to start doing them.
Nicole, you're being saucy.
Saucy and
You're
Ronald
being
saucy
saucy
then.
right now, Nicole.
Yes, because Bill and I were talking about it on messages. I said I will know for certain if I can be there
By tonight.
by tonight, and so there. It's
Good.
I can be there.
So-
I intend to be there. So
So we are going to have some one. We're giving away a weekend pass to the 2024 Ravenwood Festival on Friday night.
Oh.
One.
And I have it on high authority that we are this close to finalizing the schedule. We're this close, but
and
we're
the
not gonna.
performers.
We're not gonna. It's all a big
Yeah.
surprise, but we're this close.
I mean, really, if we liked you guys more, we would tell you.
this close. No, we're actually this
Which
is-
close.
Which
We're
I mean,
actually this close.
which in my world is probably this close right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're getting there.
But
So-
it's closing.
the
and
negotiations are
It's
on.
closing in.
Ongoing. Yeah, the negotiations are almost over, says Bill. And I said to Bill, I came over tonight, and I said, Bill, and true to form, in my opinion, this are the two best headliners we've had. Period.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Period. I am so jacked for the
Well,
Ravenwood.
And I was a little
Oh.
disappointed because the Rolling Stones announced a tour for next year. But I just wasn't sure how we accommodate
How-
Nick and all those guys because
Yeah,
they're
I-
80 years old
Well,
now.
yeah.
And
And I mean, I don't think there are as many. I don't think there's enough cigarettes in Edmonton.
Not for Keith.
To
Not for
accommodate
Keith.
right?
Can't accommodate Keith.
So I mean, we're just not metropolitan enough to have that many cigarettes on hand.
so if you ever noticed in a Rolling Stones show and any show, because of the lighting, you have to fog the lighting. It just makes the lighting look better. So
Right.
they set off foggers and
Yeah.
it makes the light beams look better.
However,
You don't have to do it in a Rolling Stones show.
You do
because
not.
Keith is smoking the whole show.
You
So
do
the
not.
fog is up there.
That's the fog. That's the fog.
I don't know how that guy's still alive with all the drinking and smoking, but
So
he's well
he's
preserved.
pickled.
He's well preserved.
in regards to the Ravenwood 2024 lineup, it is close. I happen to know what it is. I'm not saying a word. I will tell you that this, in my opinion, is the best lineup we've ever had, bar none. The best lineup.
And
we've
guess
ever
what, Paul? 2024?
Yep.
Ravenade's going to be there.
Ravenade.
had.
We know what Paul
We
is.
want Paul likes.
He likes to test them.
No,
He's our quality
no,
control
no.
officer.
last Ravenwood
Needs a little bit more gin. Thank you
La-
very much.
Last Ravenwood Festival, Paul set up a tent in the beer tent.
He sure did. And every once in a while he came out.
Nerds.
Every once in a while he came out to show everybody
Okay.
that he had a Ravenwood.
Yeah,
Ravenade.
Okay,
Ravenade.
here's
And
a
then-
good idea.
No, hold on. Hold the phone. And then he'd get a microphone and go, "Hi, everybody."
Okay. Here's a good idea.
So-
Have a third mic, all right? Have a third mic.
So sociable.
Jeez.
No, but he literally set up an alcohol tent, a Ravenade tent in the beer tent.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
I
I
mean-
said he was quality control. Like for every Ravenwood that was sold, he had to have one to make sure. It
To
was
make
still
sure
good.
it was actually good.
Dudes, it was good quality. Come on. Come on. Have a third mic. Come on.
Laura says, "Oh, and Depeche Mode, did they have an encore?"
They did.
What?
They did. That's not funny. But they did.
Laura, that's awesome.
It's not funny. But they did.
Wow, they had an encore.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Oh, you nerds. Jeez.
I like it.
Anyway, Laura, Nicole, do you want to know what the topic is? Because I can bring it up through the magic.
I
of-
can't do a drum roll with my fingers. I need drumsticks. through the magic of clicking.
There you go. I'm assuming you can all see that. So how do you approach someone? We kind of talked about this a while back, but when I was thinking about topics, and then I thought about this because Chai and I, every Thursday morning, we go to a networking breakfast, right, with the chamber, and we attend some other networking events and things through them. So then I just started thinking, well, how do you approach someone whom you've never met but are meeting them at a meeting or networking event? Is it different now since the pandemic? What did I do there? There we go. Lost my comments for a sec. So I was just curious about that because I know, like, when we go now, because we go to these networking events on such a regular basis, we know most of the people there. That being said, usually every Thursday morning, there's maybe one or two brand new people that have never been before. It's their first time coming out. But dude, meeting you all in person, was that feeling? Oh. So anyway, so I'm just curious, are you, because I still see people, like some people seem to be a little more open to shaking hands now, but there's still some people who still just do the hi, my name is such and such,
or the fist bump.
Still. They still won't reach out and do a handshake. A handshake.
In relation to meeting people face to face, do you still take COVID into consideration? I don't even think about it. Hey, how you doing?
I honestly have not.
I don't even think
to
about
these meetings.
it.
I just go up and I will automatically reach out and shake a hand. And
the thing is, I did that during COVID.
You did it? Well,
I never stopped because I don't know. There's this compulsion. I don't know if you want to call it courtesy or whatever it is, or whatever manner. I don't know what you want to call it. You can call it positive, you can call it negative, whatever. But it's my automatic response to say, hi, I'm Cliff, or whatever, and put the hand up. Now,
involuntary reflex is what it is.
Involuntary.
Yeah.
And when somebody, did the fist bump and said there was no insult, there was no nothing. It was like, oh yeah, whatever, right? And I'm still the same way. And Paul, to your point, you don't think about COVID. I don't either, but I am cognizant of the fact that everybody could have a cold, could have a flu, could everything else. So if I do end up shaking hands,
you sanitize.
I generally, especially because I'm always observant, right? So if I observe that, no, it's obviously nothing.
Yeah, if buddy goes just before he shakes your hand.
But what I will do is I will be conscious not to touch my face and so on and so forth. A lot of the protocols that I was doing before COVID, right? Which is the same thing. I mean, you sanitize your hands because you don't want to get sick, because I have a very short season, and if I get sick,
I will still sanitize as well. And most of these events, like even these networking events I've gone to, they still have sanitizer sitting out. So.
Yeah. And if I don't have immediate access to sanitizer, I'm just very cognizant of what I touch and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I'm at the very least going to the washroom, washing my hands at the quickest.
Right, and in the meantime, if I don't have something to put on my hands, then I'll just make sure that I don't touch face and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
That, and of course, when I have the cough, it's always in the sleeve.
That's what I do.
Right here, and then I tell people if I know I'm sick, or I could even possibly be slightly contagious, then I don't put my hand up. That's when I say.
That's why we weren't here last week, guys.
Yeah, like that's when I
case
say.
in point.
And no kissing on each cheek or anything like that.
Yeah, nothing French.
You owe me one.
I like so Laura just shot our topic right down here because she goes, no, I don't think it's different at all. If anything, you know the person better than meeting for the first time. Short topic, moving on. All right. Guess no encore tonight.
Right then, no encore.
The encore's off the table.
Okay, so Laura, slam out a topic then. Let's come on, chop, chicken Louie, all that type of stuff.
If you thought this was too short, Nicole says it's like meeting a celebrity in person.
What is?
In what way?
What's like meeting a celebrity in person?
Yeah, in what way?
And what day did you meet that celebrity on?
Yeah, I can't remember when we met, Nicole.
What day do you prefer to meet a celebrity
on?
Yeah,
what normal day would you prefer to meet a celebrity on? I mean, really.
Nicole, well, I think we all felt the whip on that one.
Nicole, quit avoiding the topic, Nicole.
Saturday.
That's twice tonight. Whoa,
Nicole, you bugger! You do that now. They forgot what we were talking about.
Short topic night.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I have to learn that song for karaoke, Bill.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. That being said, everyone is different with their comfort level nowadays. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Laura, that's somewhat true because even for something like our music festival, which you have volunteered for, it's still tough to find volunteers. And we were at a meeting. Well, part of it came up, I think, in conversation on Saturday. Some of the organizations talking about volunteers and things like that, just in talk about how it's still a struggle. And even volunteers Strathcona, who we're
Mhm.
partnered with,
Yeah.
it is still a struggle to find volunteers. For an
Volunteers.
example, they have a program out
Yeah.
here called Snowbusters. So it's a program where you volunteer, shovel and stuff's provided, and you go and do seniors sidewalks
nice,
and driveways and things.
Cool.
But they can't find enough volunteers. They're
Oh,
way
that's too
short.
bad.
People aren't signing up.
Yeah.
But it seems to be that way with everything.
Bill, people are
Um,
busy.
Everybody
are
is busy, but where we've really seen the downturn, as I can say, before the pandemic,
Yeah.
we would have a lineup of people wanting to volunteer for
Mm.
events we worked on. After the pandemic, there's no lineup. We're
Oh,
trying
so
to
you
we're
do-
trying to track.
you see
it's-
that,
Yeah,
Mm.
it's reduced. And
Okay,
I've talked
so-
to other people who run events, and they've all said the same thing. Yeah, we're struggling to get.
So why is that? Why is that? Nicole, shut the hell up.
What day did we volunteer on?
Saturday! Yeah, we pegged it. Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you, folks. Good night. That was the encore. I'm leaving.
That was the encore. Leslie Ann says, pre or post COVID, I am friendly and try to engage with a new person or someone I haven't met.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
No, for sure.
How? Okay. So what is okay? As do I, Leslie Ann. But what is the engagement? So case in point, Nicole. Nicole, we're trying to have a very
Nicole.
Nicole. Nicole, our podcast is very serious. We're having a very serious conversation, Nicole.
At this rate, we'll be at
Nicole.
Saturday.
You should be
Nicole,
holding your lighter up for the
Yeah,
encore.
exactly.
Where's your lighter, Paul?
could you dispatch yourself to the next room, please? Nicole?
Laura
Thank you
says,
very
"Welcome
much.
to my annoying sister, love her dearly." I can not the sister part, but the love her dearly part. I can actually concur. Polycat, but I can.
Anyway, Paul, back to you.
Never mind, shutting up. Go
No.
on.
He'll DM you later. He says DM on his
He'll
hoodie.
DM on his hoodie. Okay. seriously.
Yeah, I'll get your DM later,
Well,
Nicole. Thank you
give us-
very much.
Okay, give us one more chance. Paul.
So I am
Forgot
friendly
what
and
you
try to Leslie Ann's point. I'm friendly and try to engage. Here's my question. As I think we all are, we're friendly and we do try and engage. I think
Yeah.
most of us are extroverts. Now, my question is, normally I am the first person going, "Hey, how you doing?" Has that changed? Or do you wait for them to make the proverbial move or the move or the move or the
I think it just
move?
depends on the room. Like if I'm walking in, I
That's
see
what I was
somebody,
gonna say.
that maybe I'll walk up and say hi, Bill, or I might walk in there when somebody's coming to me right away. Hey, I'm so and so. Nice to meet you. Or,
And also
"Hey, good to
reading
see
the
you."
person, right? If you walk up to the person and the body language,
Yeah, they're
you know, it's not conducive to, let's say,
Yeah. You get a little bit closer, and they're starting to.
yeah.
Back
And
up.
if the body language is not conducive to that, then of course you adapt and you say, "Hi,
Yeah.
it's Cliff," and then if they sit the hand up, then great, right? But
Yeah.
so it's a matter of like, but it's definitely what was weird. I'll tell you what. This was in the thick of COVID, right? It was really weird because I could go into some city schools, and it's like you ring the bell. There weren't any doors locked. Now there's doors locked everywhere.
everywhere.
So it started in COVID
Yeah.
because they
Yep.
want people roaming around, but
Yep.
now they kept it.
Right.
So it was call it an excuse, call it a reason, call it whatever. That's one of the permanent holdovers now.
Yeah.
Correct.
Is that it's
Yep.
all locked for
Yep.
good or bad is
Yeah.
anybody's debate.
Yep.
But you could go to some schools and you ring the bell and they'll come to open the door and go, "Hi."
Yeah.
And you're like, and then you speak whatever.
Yeah.
Other schools, I mean, it's funny. I went to a high school. I can't remember the name of the high school in North Edmonton. I rang the bell, and she says, "Can I?" And before she said, "Even can I help you?" she buzzed the door. So I walk in, and I'm like, "So you guys just letting me any riffraff now or what?" Right?
What'd she say?
And the woman says to me, "Wait a minute, are you riff or rap?"
Yeah.
Oh
That was
man,
good.
I love when
That
people
was
take. I
good.
love when people take and run with it, right?
That was good.
And it ended up just this fascinating, fun 10-minute interchange.
Yeah.
Because these people were like me; they enjoyed the joke and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then other people, like I said, they'll keep the door ajar and say hi. And this is in the midst of COVID. And then I go, like, really strange, like in a tiny town where you think people wouldn't be like that, and they'd be like that, right?
Yeah.
And then I walk into Drayton Valley. I remember this so clearly. I walked into Drayton Valley, walking to a school there, knocked on the door, walked in, and principal walks out. He goes, "Cliff, nice to meet you. Come on in." He's still holding my hand. He said, "Come on, just follow me." And blah blah blah. He sits down in the chair and everything else. He says, "Sanitizer."
Well, after you held hands and skipped into the school.
But so good though, because you know it was like, yeah, we could shake hands because I can always sanitize after. It don't have to done.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
so the attitude has been so diverse,
Mhm.
and I think it's as diverse as we the humans are, right?
Mhm.
And I think some people are, yeah, they may be a little bit more scared, a little more
Yeah.
concerned. Other people are slightly more blasé about it. I've always been slightly on the more blasé side, unless I'm with older people or immunocompromised
You know your
people,
audience. You know your audience.
etc. Then,
Yeah.
but otherwise,
Yeah. Yeah.
try to sanitize. Try to be open to the moment and try and sanitize when you can.
Yeah.
If you can't, don't touch your face. Blah blah blah. And I mean, I got a cold this year, but not
Yeah.
normal.
Well, as Leanne says, it depends usually that she starts the chat, which is great.
Yeah, normally.
Nicole says the reasons for the locked doors really started because of all the school shootings in the U.S. Then the few here.
Yeah.
A lot of schools was pre-COVID.
Yeah. I never saw any.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I never
Nicole.
saw any schools, Nicole, that were pre-COVID. I mean, I was pretty new,
Mhm.
but there weren't really any. And then all of a sudden, COVID started, and then now it's all locked down. Like now,
Yeah.
if you walk into a school,
Yeah.
it's all locked down.
And it's any
actually
school. Like it's
surprising.
it's across the board.
Yeah,
Every
high school doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Yeah.
It's across the board. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if that's.
But I mean, I wouldn't argue with Nicole. She's been working.
Yeah,
she's
true.
been working
Right,
in,
of course,
in there. But
of
I'm
course.
just saying it wasn't my observation.
Yeah.
It was quite even in Leduc. I mean, you just walk into schools now; they're all locked down. So
Yeah. You're missing something apparently. Nicole has brought up. Did we miss the middle?
what the heck time is it? Holy smokes, Batman! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the middle, well, slightly past the middle of the podcast.
Even William brought it up. My, look at the time.
good catch, you guys.
Yeah.
Good catch. See, I'm out of practice. I'm looking at that clock.
Yeah, there you go. Nicole says working in schools for 20 years and with some inner schools, they were locked. Well, inner schools,
Yeah.
definitely I could see inner city
I could
schools.
see inner schools being locked.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I said, I would obviously defer to your knowledge,
Yep.
Nicole.
Yep.
I just don't recall it being that way in that short time that I had, in pre-COVID. So
Yeah. Laura, what's going on with you? We'll let Nicole and Laura battle it out, I guess, in the chat.
there we go. And Laura says it's totally because of school shootings and
Yeah.
recent people hanging around the schools with weapons. Yeah, wow.
So as a parent with elementary school children, 3 of them, 2 in grade 6, 1 in grade 5, I'm loving that holdover.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. Keep it. I mean, whether it's a COVID thing, a pre-COVID thing, because of a shooting thing, because of COVID thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Keep it. I love it.
I think there's merit to it. Don't get me wrong. What I guess, Paulie, the attitude that I have in the back of my head is that it's so sad that we have to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So in terms of that, really, that's my objection. It's not so much that they're locked down. That's not really my objection. I actually agree with you.
Yeah.
Right. If I had kids in school, I would do the same thing, and I would do that for your kids. But in my mind, the objection is the need for it versus
Yeah.
the actual act of it.
I used to go to school all the time as well, as part of my job.
Yeah.
I called on schools, and yeah, they were always open. You just walked in the door,
Walk
and went
right
to
in
the
the door.
office, and
And Cliff, to your point, I think this is extremely sad. Schools, like churches, like fire halls, like hospitals, like libraries, that's part of our community.
Yeah.
It's community. It should be, for all intents and purposes, used for all. So I agree with you. This whole locked up,
Yeah.
as safe as it may be, I agree with your point, Cliff. I think it's just a sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's a sad byproduct of what we've gone through with COVID. I think it is a sad byproduct to a lesser extent of what's happening south of the border.
Yeah. Well, the fear certainly.
The fear's there. The fear's there.
The fear has no borders, Paul.
This
right?
is true. The fear is there. This is true.
yeah, no, for
This is
sure.
true. But
So,
I agree with you, and it's sad because schools should be part of our community.
Yeah, and that's what Nicole says, right? Having
Yeah.
locked doors is definitely not the feeling of welcome
Yeah.
to our community.
yeah.
And like I said, Nicole, just to reiterate, it's not so much that I have a problem with the locking. I think it's a good thing now. I just have a problem that we need to. I think that it's a very sad thing that in our
Yeah.
societies, where at one time, literally, we could say, I mean, for heaven's sakes, for the first, I bet you 5-10 years that I moved in my house, I think we locked the damn door.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
let alone my car door.
We were that way when we first moved to Sherwood Park.
Never did.
Never
right?
locked
Yeah.
the front
And I
door.
mean, nowadays, and Luciano will attest to this. Nowadays, I'll make sure I have 3 vehicles in the garage.
Yeah.
In the driveway. I mean, nowadays when it gets really cold, when the temperature dips to lethal levels, you can ask Leslie on this. I always make sure one of the vehicles are open.
Mhm.
And the reason
Is that right, eh?
well, yeah, the reason I do that is if I do get a homeless person in there and he's desperate, or he or she is desperate to find someplace out of the cold,
I'll be damned.
then do you know what? They have my car. Get in.
Yeah.
Get some warmth if you
I'll
can.
be damned.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so what? So what? I get a dirty seat.
So you lose
What?
all your parking change.
Mhm.
So you lose
So
all your
what?
parking change.
Yeah.
Right. So I always do
That's
that.
great.
Yeah,
Cliff.
whenever-
That's great.
whenever it gets like the when you see on the news, right, it's brutal cold, blah blah
Yeah.
blah, skin freezing 15
Yeah.
minutes and blah
Yeah.
blah. I always think to myself, if somebody's walking around and they're just on the verge of being totally desperate and they go trying the vehicles, it would be awesome if they found mine open and they can just sit there and get a little bit of respite from the wind, right?
Mhm.
I mean, whatever little bit it helps. And yeah, a dirty seat, maybe some change missing.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? They're not gonna wreck anything.
Yeah.
No,
why
because-
would they break?
no,
why would
because-
why would they break the window?
They're alive.
Right? Why would they
They're
break the
alive.
window? They don't
Yeah.
need to, right?
Unless they can hotwire
Agreed.
it. But
Which is unlikely.
I love that idea.
So I
Cliff.
always,
I think
always
it's
do
great.
that.
I love
always do that. I've been doing that for a lot of years, actually.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think
Yeah.
it's great.
that's good. I'm just looking back here too. Laura and Nicole have been kind of going back and forth a little bit at each other tonight. And Laura said, I'm looking for stuff right now. I'm slacking on the timing. And when you don't do it for weeks, you forget.
Exactly.
And then Nicole says, sorry, Laura, the timekeeper fell asleep.
That was me. Laura. Yeah, but that's I
Yeah.
even looked at the time. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that all makes sense for sure. And yeah, I do miss the days when you could just walk into the school and things as well. But
yeah.
both
What's
of you
interesting
make good
about
points.
this? What's interesting about this, boys, is though COVID is gone, it's up for debate,
Yeah.
but COVID is gone. They're not going to unlock the doors.
No.
They will not. So that is now a thing.
Yeah.
That is
But-
a thing across the board. That will not. That will stay forever now.
Yeah. You know what's sad though, you guys? For instance, in this case with the schools, I'm with you. I agree with keeping it locked down.
Mhm.
But what's happened though, take away the schools for a moment. There's been so many businesses that have reduced their services.
Mhm.
Big businesses who can afford to are making goddamn millions of dollars on the backs of their consumers, right? They've lowered their services and everything else based on what COVID was, and they'd realized that hey, people just go about their business. They don't complain. So why reinstate these costly measures when they don't have to because people aren't demanding?
Yeah.
Right. It goes back to the Walmart thing and self checkouts. Right. I stopped into Walmart on my way home, just off of Gateway Avenue. I stopped in Walmart there. There was one teller open
Mhm.
and a dozen
Oh, yeah.
Self-checkouts.
self-checkouts and one person in each of the 6 checkouts. So
Yeah.
there's 12 self-checkouts. There's one person manning one,
Yeah.
one person manning one. So they literally are losing 10 jobs in that location. Plus there was only one till open and the other 2 tills were closed as well. So
Mhm.
technically there could have been 12 people employed there
Yeah.
that are not. Why? Because people were so compliant
Mhm.
and they saw the self-checkouts and for some reason either they like it, they're apathetic towards it,
Oh wow! I
They
gotta
don't-
go. I just got
they
a couple
don't-
of things.
they don't care about the repercussions, they don't care about the future. I don't know. Because years ago I actually talked to somebody who was doing training and I was saying, yeah, it's definitely gonna limit some jobs and blah blah. She says, no, we still have employees. I mean, I'm training people right now, blah blah. I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, but look 2 years in the future.
Mhm.
Problem is people don't seem to be able to think in terms of what are the long-term repercussions of this. Right? They're like, oh yeah, it's just a couple of self-checkouts. No, it's not. Now it's a dozen or more and only 1 or 2 regular checkouts.
Mhm.
But it's because people are compliant.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happened with COVID. All the banks have reduced their services significantly.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of companies out there,
You know?
larger companies, medium-sized companies that
Yeah.
have reduced staff size, and not even, I'm not even talking retail.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
corporate and
Corporate
that
and
have,
everything.
that
Yeah.
have reduced staff sizes and things since COVID as well, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Just you gave the example of a bank teller, and I remember when I was, well, not even a kid. I remember 15 years ago. You'd go to a bank. First of all, you'd have to go to a bank because there was nary an ATM, so you'd
Yeah.
have to go to a bank, right? And the bank lineups were long, and there were 6 tellers.
And they would move.
Now, by virtue of my day job and going through job sites, the bank teller job, it's gone. It's
Yeah.
out. There is no bank teller job anymore. It's done. They are not hiring for it. That is a career of the past.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like what Leslie says. She says, no, and Laura actually said things with beers being $14. I thought it was $16, Laura. And the one time that I did remember checking the cup, I got 3/4 cup, and I paid $16 for it. Let me tell you something that pisses me off to no end. You know what? That same $16 with the same amount that they ripped me off, I'd give them $2 to the homeless person on the street on the way in, and it made me more happy than that. You know what? So yeah, I Rogers Place. They're just it's unbelievable what a ripoff that place is. But we hockey fans, when we go for the hockey.
But it's not just Rogers Place; it's other arenas as well.
All
Like I said, when I
arenas.
was in Ottawa last year and I went to
Yeah.
the game there,
Yeah.
I paid like, by the time I got the burger and the beer and the fry, like
Yeah.
Oh,
close to
yeah.
$80 for two.
Oh,
of us.
yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
They just hold
Yeah.
oh
you.
yeah.
And there's no
Oh, yeah.
reason for it. They're making gazillion goddamn dollars. There's no reason for it. You know?
So I make a point, ladies and gentlemen. I make a point with my kids at KISS, with myself at DM, with first of all, I make a point to eat before I go
Yeah.
because I'm not paying no $35 for a friggin' burger, and I do not drink.
$22 for a hot dog.
No, thank you, no, thank you. And I do not have beers. I do not have
Yeah.
beers. If I am thirsty, it's pop, it's Coke.
Yeah.
It's a Coke.
I'll have one beer and quote unquote treat myself to a $16 beer with half.
But you're
of it
allowed
filled.
that. Okay, so
Yeah,
so
that's
you're
it.
allowed that. That's your night
But I
out.
mean,
You're allowed.
What I
that.
don't understand is like it's just greed. Like why do you need to charge $22
Sure.
for a freaking hot dog?
But
Sure.
like
Sure.
Laura says, unless people stop buying it, it's not going to change.
Bill, that is my mantra, right?
When you go up between periods, the concession or the
Yeah,
bars
right.
are
How long
lines
is it
right
gonna
up.
take?
Packed.
How long is it gonna take?
So when you go up, between a period and a hockey game, the
Yeah.
bar area and everything, there's lineups
It's
are
jammed.
huge. Yeah.
And they run out, they miss. This is the part I don't understand. Some of them will pay like $600 for a ticket, and then they'll miss the last 5 minutes of the first period,
I don't get it.
and stand in line and spend another $80 on hot dogs.
They miss the first 5 minutes of the period, then they leave while there's still 5 minutes
Right.
left because they want to get in the lineup.
Right, and they
So you
paid
missed
$600 for this
You
ticket.
missed 10 minutes of the period because you're lining up at the concession.
So I just don't understand
For
it.
the bar.
And the problem is people keep doing it over and over again. These self-checkouts, I tell you what, stop using it. Get the lineup around the store and see what happens. See how long that'll take.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop using them. Stop using them. I don't care if you have 2 things or 20. Stop using
Yeah.
them.
I haven't-
Please.
I haven't been,
please.
Paulie, I haven't been through a self-checkout in, I bet you, 2 years. Not even once.
Oh, it's been at least that for me.
Not even once. Because I went to a couple of them. I went to a couple of them because I was like, hurry. And then I thought, Cliff, you're a hypocrite. This is why you rave against it. And then okay, but then I argue with myself. Yeah, but it's only one thing, Cliff.
Mhm.
Right?
But that's the point.
That's where it starts.
That's
right?
where it starts.
That's not-
That's where it starts. I will tell you to your boy's point. The concert, the DM show. My buddy was late picking me up. So I paid I want to say $200 for a ticket for my ticket, maybe
Yeah.
$150 for my ticket. My buddy picked me up late. I missed the opening act. Drove me up the freaking wall.
Yeah, I like to see it.
Drove me up the first of all, it's $150.
Yes. And
It's
you get,
150. Now, Depeche Mode is worth $150.
yeah,
But I
you
missed
that.
the opening act.
Yeah, you missed
I missed the opening act. And
I
you
just
know.
want to catch up on what Leslie says because it's important.
Mhm.
She said that is why she finally got a co-op membership and make an effort to support the store. The reason is most co-ops that I know of anyway do not have self-checkouts.
No.
They don't have self-checkouts. Their gas stations are full serve and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you know what? Leslie and I make an effort to go and patronize them because we want these kind of businesses around. right? And the shit ass businesses that just don't give a crap about you and make you go do your own checkouts, right? What are we gonna do? Unload trucks next?
Mhm.
So
Anyway, co-op right now, they don't have self checkouts, etc. And full service gas stations, the prices are the same. Their produce is great. There's the push.
please understand that this is a trickle down effect, ladies and gentlemen. This is a trickle down effect. You go to self checkouts, there are people that do not work. People who do not work, that means I get higher taxes. No,
Right.
thank you. Please. No, please. I can't pay any more higher taxes. Please don't use self checkouts.
Yeah,
And
and
it's a trickle down effect.
and given the fact that we now have a dozen or more self checkouts in every Walmart, have you seen the prices go down?
Yeah. No.
No,
No.
the answer is I
right
didn't
now.
think about that. No,
Right? They
no.
have to say they say, well, if we put in people, then the cost of the product goes up because labor costs. Well, labor costs just went down. Just imagine if they saved 12 people, 12 labor expenses, 12 salaries from every single Walmart across the world.
Mhm.
How much money are they saving? Have you seen that? Have you seen groceries go down in price by that
I'm
amount?
still paying $5.50 for
No, they're
4 liters
going
of
up
milk.
all the time.
Yeah.
Alice Van says co-op is very community minded. Then she says, and the staff are always fast.
Yeah, always
Love
great.
it, love
right?
it, love it, love it, love it.
And Laura says sometimes I use the self checkouts because I'm a cashier, and sometimes I know the code's faster than
So-
the paid cashier.
Oh,
Sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I just like doing it myself, but that is on me. And you know, Laura, the problem is I don't have a problem with somebody doing it themselves. Honestly, that's a fantastic thing. What I have a problem is that the companies like Walmart, one of the richest people on the goddamn planet, exploit that. Right? They exploit your idea of saying, "Hey, I can do it myself faster, and I'm busy." So then they exploit that, and now that permeates the culture that says that, you know what, if Laura will do it, then Paul will do it. If Paul will do it, Cliff will do it. If Cliff will do it, Bill will do it.
Mhm.
And pretty soon you have 9 times the amount of self checkouts as you do people doing the checkouts. That's the problem. And then what happens to the senior citizen who has to wait in line for 30 minutes and their DATS bus is waiting outside and says, we're not going to wait any longer. So what happens to them? They have to wait in the lineup with one damn till that's open.
Yeah.
Or do it themselves. Well, guess what? They don't know the codes. They're not faster than ex cashiers are. And so they end up being put in a situation that's not fun. So this is, as Paulie was just saying, this trickle down effect. And I just wish everybody would be cognizant of it and really stand up and say, no, we're not going to take this shit.
Laura, and everybody, guys, 2 points. First of all, Laura, you said yourself, you're a cashier. My question to you is, and I know where you work for a very well-known grocery chain. Laura, you're a cashier. My question to you is, do you worry about your job in 5 years? That's my question to
5
you.
years, 2 years.
In 2
Well,
years.
Laura says, that being said, cashiers are great and are important. Actually, we'll put this one up. Are great and important. But what you forget is a lot of hours are getting used on the front end cashiers, and those hours can't be dispersed to the rest of the store.
I kind of follow you.
Yeah.
And I kind of disagree with you, Laura. I've been in the retail works. I've been responsible for payroll. I've been responsible for the budget of my own store, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I tell you, I don't necessarily agree that you have the full picture.
Yeah,
Because I tell you what, you take front cashiers out and you say, well, then you fill up the back of the store. Well, if you didn't take the front cashiers out, they're still going to have to stock the shelves. It's not like you're going to stop stocking the shelves.
You can't stop talking. Yeah, you can't stop doing. You can't stop unloading the trucks. And
Yeah.
and doing all
So
that.
I have it on good authority by virtue of my day job working with people with barriers, unemployed people, for that they are getting their asses kicked.
Absolutely.
They're getting their asses kicked. They cannot find the entry level jobs. Why? Because computers are doing them.
They're gone.
Because self checkouts are doing them. We are inundated. We are inundated with unemployed people who have mental barriers, psychological barriers, emotional barriers, physical barriers. They can't find work.
And these people could easily do cashier jobs. They could
Oh
easily do
my
these
gosh.
jobs, right?
And I'll tell you something. They ain't getting no Walmart greeters. You know why? Because those jobs are backed up for years.
Yep.
Because everybody wants in on that stuff.
Yep. Paulie, that's a great point. That's a great point. And
We're
I
getting
see it all the
killed.
time. I see it all the time. And you know what? These entry level jobs often are for young people. It's like, so these young people, this is a springboard for them
Mhm.
to be able to work and then pay for education. And then once they do it, all of a sudden you have the
Getting that
people.
work experience.
Yeah, and then you have the people like Paulie says who are in some capacity challenged, and yet these would be the perfect jobs for
Mhm.
for some of these people.
Perfect.
You know,
Perfect. There couldn't be more. And guys, just imagine the pride that these people will have by making sure that all of your tomato can sauces are stocked front facing so that you can find them very easy. That to them, that's a mountain
Yeah.
of pride. That's a mountain of pride.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, it breaks my heart, guys. It breaks my heart.
and I tell you what, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like people are still not looking into the future. I see people defending this self-checkout thing. Well, guess what? Right now, even in the States, there's actually where you just walk in,
You walk with your cart and
walk up with your cart, and you go in the
Ding.
cooler, and guess what? There was one little short clip on YouTube I saw. Buddy goes in, buys a pop, does everything himself. He walks in, he opens the door, he goes to the cooler, he picks out, he
Yeah.
grabs the pop, goes to the checkout,
pay for
scans it,
you know,
goes to pay for it, and the computer asks, "Do you want a tip?"
hmm
The computer actually has a spot where he could have tipped. He says, "So now they want me to do everything and tip the computer for charging me."
hmm
Like, how does this make any sense? And yet, but obviously, people are doing it.
Yeah, they
Right.
have. You can fill your cart up in some of those stores. You go out and you just check the cart. There's nobody. You
There's
check the
nobody
cart
there.
out yourself,
Check the cart, you gone, yeah.
and out you go. And it's funny too when you go to, like my son was just in Japan. He loves Japan. They were
Yeah.
just there again a month ago. But Japan, everywhere you go, there are vending machines. So you get
Oh,
hot food,
100%.
hot drinks, cold
Everything
drinks.
in vending
You
machine.
don't even have to go into a store. You
Yeah,
just
it's all there. Yeah,
everything just all pops out and
yeah,
you go.
they're the country of vending machines, right?
Yeah, you don't even have to go into a store. And if you go into a store, half the time there's vending machines in the store,
Mhm.
or you know.
Yeah, Laura says, "I don't worry about my job in 5 years, but there's a slightly different mentality that is going on in the grocery chains, and I can explain that off the show." You know what, Laura? I'm not even in the grocery chains, and I bet I can explain it because it's happening everywhere, and it's the same mentality.
Mhm.
It's happening in the banks. It's happening in right now. I dare you to try and get a hold of a bank without getting told 19 times while you're on hold that you could easily go to the internet and solve your problem.
Don't even get me friggin'
Right?
started on this.
You know?
Don't
So,
even start with this conversation with me. 'Cause
And then
I
that's
am
the answer.
irate.
Lesson says a few self checkouts, but mostly cashiers. Blah 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 was okay before the chains went crazy with self checkouts. Absolutely, Lesson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And Laura says, I don't 100% agree with what you see for the grocery business. And you are right. The biggest loss is cutting those jobs for people who need them.
Yeah, and we're contributing to that. We are allowing it. We are complicit, right? People talk about being virtuous and helping people out and so on and so forth. I tell you what, it would cost us nothing to help people out right now in this particular arena, but we're complicit because we go along with it. So then the Walmarts of this world don't have to hire people because they don't need to, because they sell the same amount of product if they do or they don't.
Yeah.
Okay, on topic, off topic. Help me with this. So when you go to Walmart, I'm not quite sure I've got this correct. When you go to Walmart and the Walmart cashier, assuming you talk to a cashier, says, "Would you like to donate for the
Whatever, yeah.
food? Would you like to donate $2 to the food bank?" Is it true or false that the grocery chain gets some sort of kickback for that?
Paulie, there doesn't seem to be a definitive answer that I can find.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but a lot of them are doing it.
A lot of them are doing that. Now, I would like to know, because I've heard rumors that the grocery chain does get a
The
kickback.
tax break. Yeah.
That's what they get. They get a tax break.
The-
Is that true or is that
The
false?
thing is, I don't have I don't have a definitive answer. I've tried to find it and I don't have it yet.
So if the organization that they're donating to is a charity and they have their charitable status, that organization can provide the donator with a tax receipt. So, if the big food store is donating money to an organization that has their charitable status, that charity could donate a tax.
Yeah, but
receipt
even
back.
if you're the one that gave the money to the store,
if I give money, but the store is getting the tax receipt.
this is
not
what
me.
I'm thinking.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
Laura
That's what
says
I'm
the
saying,
grocery
is
stores
the
100% get a tax break.
Yeah,
100%
the organization gives a tax receipt to that store, not to me who donates the money, but to the store. So they do get the tax break.
Right.
They're getting a tax receipt.
So if every second person, third person donates $2 to Walmart across 126 stores, how much of a tax break are we giving them?
I'm not sure how big the tax
Even if they
receipt
get
is,
2%,
but yeah.
just
Yeah,
imagine
massive.
that, Cliff.
So why do people do that?
Even
So-
if they get 2%.
So, Paulie, I always just do that, right? $2 for the Stollery Children's Foundation, whatever. I'm like, yeah, why not? It's $2, right?
Yep, that's what I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Did.
But you know what? I found out about a year and a half, 2 years ago when because I started asking myself, is Walmart this benevolent company that is just trying to do good for the community? Is that
Mhm.
why they're doing this? And I couldn't bring myself to say yes. So I thought, well, it's got to be a scam.
Mhm.
So screw you, I'm not doing it anymore. And then because I'm a very vocal person, I also tell everybody else. Not tell, but ask everybody else, hey, do you know why they do that? And if you don't know why are you using them to send your money out? Why don't you give your money directly?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
So my advice would be, guys, if you do want to donate, particularly in the Christmas season, go to the source.
I would donate directly to the
Go to the
charity.
source.
go to the charity. And you know what?
Go to
I
the
tell you what, and you can take this for whatever you want. I have experience with the Salvation Army charity. They're fantastic. They're all of the people with the baskets at the malls and all, they're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid. You can check out their books if you want. Salvation Army is one of the better charities out there. I mean, go to Hope Mission. Go to the Mustard Seed. Go to the Stollery directly. I don't know how that works yet.
Guys, just fill a bag. Just fill a bag of food and
Go to the
drop.
food bank.
Go to the food bank.
You know,
Go to Dollar Days at Sobeys. Fill a bunch of cans and just drop it off. Now, actual physical
Go to
food,
the
actual
Christmas Bureau.
physical
Christmas Bureau.
I
Christmas
was
Bureau.
just at the Christmas
Physical
Bureau 2
food.
weeks ago
Drop
for
it there.
a networking meeting. And
Yeah.
they're still short toys.
Yeah.
For kids.
Christmas
So-
Bureau, Santa's Anonymous. There's so many fantastic places we can put our money instead of giving it to the damn Walmarts of this world. You know, these people drive me insane, and I'm sorry I'm so that I sound so aggressive, perhaps, but it drives me insane. We need to take a hold of our societies. We need to be able to control our communities based on what our values are. Our values are not what Walmart's values are.
Stop allowing Walmart to make the friggin' decisions.
You know, we make the decisions. Spend your money where the people treat you well. And you know what? I know it's a tiny little piece of nothing, but again, I do not use self-checkouts.
Mhm.
And then sometimes it makes me late, and I've actually left groceries on the side of the till and said, you know what? I just don't have time for this. They said, oh, do you want to go over here in the self-checkout? I'm like, I don't work here.
Mhm.
And I leave.
Mhm.
Right? I know it's a small thing. I know it's only me, but if a few people would act like that, I think we would make these companies have to serve. We need the service. We're paying a good money. Everything costs double and triple what it did only 5 years ago, and yet the services have diminished significantly.
Yeah, no, big time. And just quickly here, gentlemen, look at the time.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, I think this is the very first podcast out of 160 some podcasts.
163.
All three of us actually agree on the whole podcast. I'm pretty sure this is the first one.
That's right. You guys, thanks for joining us. We do get passionate on this when we're talking about subjects that impact our societies, impact our communities, impact those we love, impact those around us. And I think it's incumbent upon everybody to be passionate about these topics and these subjects. And I urge you to think about your buying power and everything that you contribute to the community in indirect ways. And you know what? I think if everybody did that a little bit, we could really change society for the better and make it better for our kids. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being a part of this and allowing us to be passionate about something.
Hey,
That was
Cliff,
good.
that was well said, brother.
That was well
That was
said.
well said, brother.
And you can go to YouTube and re-watch this if you missed something with the comments, or you can also tune in soundsugarradio.com on Friday nights at 10 o'clock and listen to the audio portion of it. And hey, it's probably a couple weeks down the road, but we'll probably have to start thinking about our Podly Christmas show in a couple of weeks here. But anyway, thanks everybody. 164 next week.
Hey, what Cliff and Bill said.
Stay happy.
See you all later.